Mackenzie, congratulations. Not just a win, but a finish and an armbar over a very decorated jiu-jitsu player in herself. How happy are you with this win and the performance and the finish?
I'm very happy. I think always it's good to kind of get better in the other areas, the striking and composure and wrestling and the cage, everything. But to be able to kind of still stay true to my roots and still get the submission, that was really good, especially I think it was like 4 seconds or something. And so it's kind of like that adrenaline, like, I gotta go, But and against Amanda, who's a tough opponent, so really happy.
You mentioned that, right? It's obviously important to keep evolving. You want to keep evolving as you head towards the title. But as you say, you sort of do represent the sport of jiu-jitsu more than anyone else in these divisions. So when you do get a submission, is there a little bit of like, still got it,
I think it's more just I feel like the striking, everything is setting up more my jiu-jitsu, So I feel like when I get the submission, it's not because I was focusing on being a striker, but I think that means that my striking and my takedowns are getting better, and it's setting it up. It's giving me opportunities to still get the fight to the ground, where I'm always trying to get the fight to the ground. Every fight I'm trying to get the fight to the ground, So I think it just kind of shows more that the other areas are getting better when I'm getting the submission.
Conor McGregor reacted to your fight. He said it was amazing. He said he wants to see a trilogy between you and Amanda. I don't know if you have any interest in that. But is it nice to know that you're kicking off the UFC calendar, getting all the attention for being the first main event of the year and getting all this attention from abroad?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I think the whole card was a great card, lots of knockouts and crazy fights. So definitely was good to be the first main event. We were supposed to be December 14th in Tampa, like 3 rounds, and it would kind of pass under the radar. So I think to get this performance as a main event, and it was before 5 rounds. So it's really cool. I think will be a good year.
You've made it. You seem to be quite clear that you don't feel you should be fighting for the title next and that you would like one more win at least. Why is it that you feel that way? And do you think it's that sort of self-awareness that will help you continue to grow as a martial artist?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm very hard on myself, and I always try to get better and trying to get even when I have a great performance, I think I did so many things wrong. So I think that it's a lot of play messing in your head, so it can take your journey, maybe makes it a little bit longer. But I think in the end, it really helps you evolve to be the best fighter possible if you can really look back and have constructive criticism on yourself, But my idea isn't to go fight for the belt and then lose it fast, My idea is to get the belt, and I want to be a dominant champion, So I'm not in a rush to get there. I want to have good fights, and I want to make a statement.
And last one from me, were you sad not to be able to bring Mac the dog with you tonight?
Yes, I was so sad, I left him, I gave him a kiss. I'm like, Mom will be back soon, He's looking at me with this, you guys saw his face, So he'll be happy when Mom gets home and no injuries.
Hey, Mackenzie, congrats on the win. When I spoke to you earlier this week, you mentioned the last time you fought Amanda, kind of the trials and tribulations. You're a new mother, and you kind of felt like that wasn't yourself. But you said that you guys recently watched Wonder Woman together, and that she kind of looks at you as that Wonder Woman figure. What was the moment like after you secured the win tonight and you were able to bring Mo into the octagon with you and have her be there by your side?
Yeah, it was for me as a mom, especially if she's not crying, because first as soon as I win, she's crying and she's kind of like, come on, she's like, no, so I'm like, I hope it's just so much adrenaline, even everyone who's involved, but to be able to raise my hand together with her, it's this is one of the reasons why I wanted to stick with it, even after some hard losses. And the fans, they can be brutal, they can love you, and then the next day they hate you, and then the next day they love you again, So it's just kind of to stick with it and really try to go after my dreams. It was really important for me to feel like she's the one that's kind of motivating me to do that, and if I can provide a good life for her, and if she gets inspired by that for her life, whatever she wants to do. Hopefully it's not fighting, because I can't imagine my daughter getting punched in the face. But just that you got to go after your dreams even when, times get tough.
Congrats again. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about the face-off yesterday. It got kind of intense, I guess, were you expecting to be fierce with the face down, and then you guys kind of kept the energy for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a face-off, so no one wants to back down, but yeah, I mean, I think she's a cool girl, we know each other like from the last fight, but yeah, I definitely wasn't gonna back down. I know she wasn't too, and I know like we want to get into the. I mean, sometimes it's hard to want to hurt someone that you're like friendly with, So I mean, I definitely wanted to show like, hey, I'm not. I respect her, but I'm not scared of you, And I think she wanted to show her presence, and yeah, I mean, I think we were ready to put down tonight.
And then, leading up to this, you said that like the whole getting the win back, your first loss, it really didn't faze you so much as like to get revenge. But now that you have the revenge and the win over here, is it the same kind of thinking where like it doesn't really matter that you got the win over her?
Yeah, I mean, if I had that performance against someone else, I think I would still be like pretty happy, The submission with Moa, but definitely like that it was her 5 years ago, that was like cool, it was good, but like on a personal level, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I was more happy about the performance in a whole, as myself, like, man, I was able to get takedowns and I was able to get the submission, I felt like I evolved, and I felt like I was able to show people that were like, she's just gonna get like pieced up, and I mean, and just so many people, all my fans, family, so many people were sending me like, I feel this is your day, and like I'm getting all these text messages and just so many people believing me, and I'm like, man, you don't want to let them down.
For sure. And finally, for me, you said that you would hope to fight up next. The problem is everyone above you fought.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, who above you would you like to rematch? Like, there's Amanda, there's Jessica, there's Verna, there's Yao Xiaonan. Like, is there anybody that you really want to get that rematch with?
No, I mean, none of them like in specific, I mean, I'm just thinking like, man, I'm going to be like, all my next fights are going to be like Dern too, turned. I'm going to be all these rematches, But no, I mean, any of the girls, I think I'm going to train the best I can for no matter who comes. But yeah, I mean, maybe Virna again. I mean, I know Tatiana come out, and then they kind of threw out maybe I would step in, but I don't think that fight was like really good for her at that time. But now that Tatiana's good for the belt, maybe that's something that she would want to do. But yeah, nothing in specific really.
And is the Virna fight kind of maybe make the most sense just because like everyone expects Virna to fight for the title next? So if you go and beat her, maybe you leapfrog her.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I think just because how she beat Marina, who beat me, it's the division's crazy, how things work out, So, I mean, I have a win over her, so I understand too if for her it doesn't really make sense. I mean, maybe it makes sense for her to want to get a rematch, but I mean, yeah, if I'm Marina or Amanda or Jessica, Yan, it's just they're all they're so tough opponents. I'm like, man.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Mackenzie, you're starting to string together a win streak again. So how does it feel being in this position once again, knowing it's been a little while since you had racked up consecutive victories?
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons I was so happy, was just to get like 2 straight wins. I know it's not a lot, but, I was kind of win, loss, and it's like to get back in a straight, it definitely boosts your confidence, and you're like, okay, we're on the right track. Let's keep this going and keep getting better. So it was a big confidence booster for me.
That's awesome. Congrats. And one outside of tonight, Craig Jones announced CJI2 will be returning this year. So would you like to participate again in a super fight?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I mean, he always brings the money, and it's a good showing, he does. I like how he brings the entertainment to jiu-jitsu, we kind of need that. I mean, of course, always respect our sport, but I mean, I think it reaches a lot of different people, which is one of the reasons why I came to MMA, was to try and spread jiu-jitsu to people maybe who never seen martial arts or never practiced martial arts. And I think his entertainment side of it reaches a lot of different people. But yeah, I know the UFC has, the last time I fought Craig Jones, they're like, you got to fight our event here, the new Dana White one, the invitation, So I was like, yeah, but I'd be down for sure.
I was going to say, given the way he does his things with entertainment, so how big do you think that is for the growth of BJJ worldwide?
Oh, it's big for sure. I mean, I mean, I don't know, like, he can't do lots of events like that, like once every month, you know, but it definitely helps pushes the purses, you know, it pushes the type of athletes that are, you know, wanting to get involved. The last one, they had like Olympic wrestlers, you know, fighting jiu-jitsu players, you know, and inside the pit. So it's really cool to kind of test us, to put our jiu-jitsu against different, not just a regular mat, you know, and different rule set, you know. So it's really, really cool, and it definitely helps elevate the jiu-jitsu scene.
Awesome. Obrigado e parabéns para a vitória.
Obrigada.
Congratulations on the win. Just two quick ones for me. To what Alex broke down really scientifically, the names above you. But we've seen, even most recently with Khalil Roundtree, who was lower in the rankings, but still got that call because other folks weren't available. Do you and your team now kind of reset and say, you know what, that call might be coming this year to where I'm ranked high enough that I might step in and get that title shot? Is that now more of a factor going forward, that you are for sure going to be a name that's thrown around when someone needs to step in?
I think so. Yeah. I think that it definitely my name could be thrown in there if something happens, you know. They've called me on short notices before, you know, like with Amanda Ribas, who her fight before me was just for the title, you know. So I think definitely I could be thrown in there. If we would accept it or not, you know, I don't know. That's something me and the team would have to go through, you know. I don't know. I definitely don't want to accept something if we're not ready and just like have a bad performance. But I think my name's definitely close there now.
Absolutely. And last for me, you've been brutally honest with things, and you know, as far as anything personal, and you've overcome it and persevered, conquered demons, and just been so transparent, which gives people that courage to say, like, well, if she can do it, I can do it. But this is proof of it. Main event, beginning the year with a big win. Do you have one more message for the people that might still say, like, I need a little encouragement to move forward and not let these things beat me? Because we've seen what it can do for you. You've overcome, and look where you're at now.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes it's kind of hard to like trust the process, you know, but you got to kind of just put in your mind what you want and not let something get in the way of it, you know, and you're going to have like some days where you kind of doubt it, you know, but you got to like stay true to it and just go after what makes you happy, you know, and yeah, trust. You got to have faith, you know, lots of faith.
Well, great job on trusting, and congrats on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Real quick one for me. We were talking about CGI, you know, Craig Jones and all that. I know, you know, Cade and a couple other guys, instead of doing ADCC, went to CGI. You know, what did you think of that? Were you surprised at all that they actually decided to forego ADCC?
No, because I was in ADCC too. I was supposed to fight, and I was one of them who I left, you know, and they didn't like it very much, you know. But I mean, it's you know, they got to understand the business part of it, you know, and just like I was gonna come back after 7 years without fighting, and you know, I'd have to do like 4 fights with like the top level girls, and each fight could be 15 minutes, and the final would be 20 minutes, or it could be up to 40 minutes. The finals. For like $5,000, $10,000, you know, and then Craig Jones is coming with this whole nother thing, and I already won the ADCC title, you know, and I was like the brother, you know, Hotola brothers, it's kind of like, it's better we give that chance for maybe an up-and-comer who wanting to accomplish that title, and then we kind of put on the show for everyone and attract that attention to jiu-jitsu, and that's what we're trying to do, you know. I mean, besides the $1 million that the boys got, you know, but I mean, for me too, it was a great purse, great. I thought it was a good event to come back and fight just one top opponent, Fionn. So it was like, instead of doing 5 fights, I'd rather do one against the best of the best, you know, and just give my all. So I understand. It makes sense.
And with the UFC getting into the jiu-jitsu game now, they just signed Mikey. You know, I think immediately you were saying, maybe give me a 2-way deal here. I can do some jiu-jitsu too. Is the hope maybe in the community to where these changes and these purses, ADCC looks at this and is like, all right, we gotta step up now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like ADCC has been since 1996, I think, and basically the same purse for, I don't even know. I missed that day in school. I'm not good at math, but it's like, I think 20 years or something. The same purse, you know, it's like going to T-Mobile Arena, but the athletes are getting paid the same, you know. So it's kind of just, it was getting a big production, and of course the the weight of the title is amazing, to be ADCC champion, that's like for all of us grapplers when we're growing up to be one day ADCC champion, there's nothing you can compare to a CGI champion, but yeah, I think it just pushes him to get more, I don't think it doesn't wipe away the event. I think all it does is just make that rivalry to keep pushing and competing with each other and trying to do better for the athletes in the end.
Gotcha. And final one for me. With 8 Brazilian fighters on his card, Brazil went 6-2. What do you think of that?
No, it was amazing. I could tell, and it was hard because we had one fight was 2 Brazilians, against each other, So I think it's good. Really, really happy with the performance for Brazil. We start off the year. I don't know how it is like here. I think it's more calm, the New Year's, but in Brazil, New Year's is like a big thing, So I know for sure we all kind of, we had to go through like a really, not spending holidays with the family and stuff like that. But yeah, I was happy with the performances, and it was getting me pumped back in the locker room. Like, okay, we're having a good night.
Gotcha. Congratulations.
Thank you.
With no damage, are you going to be at the UFC 311 next week?
I want to. Yes, I want to. I'm already talking to my manager. Get me tickets. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if it's in California still, I don't know. Do you guys know? Or are they going to move it? Yeah. No. Any other one?